What is going on, everybody? J Marvel here, and this is going to be the start of a Satisfactory series. We are dropping into the planet now as we speak. This is going to be hopefully from like you were to start up the game yourself for the first time all the way to the end. It'll start off as a beginner's guide, because I do have quite a few hours logged in this game and understand the first parts of this game. I have not made it past tier 4, however, so once we get to tier 4 it's going to be discovering stuff new together. So let's load this up, get going, and then we're going to get this thing started.
Welcome to Planet Massage 2 ABB, your designated sector in the binary star system of Akicha. I am Ada, also known as Artificial Directory and Assistant, tasked to support pioneers, such as you, in their mission. You are the third of your sector to survive planetfall. Congratulations. Note: objective-based introduction initialized. Welcome to onboarding. First objective: please dismantle the drop pod. The resulting materials will be repurposed to construct a habitat and utility base, from now on referred to as the hub. Note: Fixit Incorporated is cost-effective and efficient. We do not waste.
Sorry about that, guys. My son wants to play Switch, and he couldn't figure out how to do the brightness. He's been learning how to play Switch. Alright, so we've dropped in on the planet here. First thing we're going to do is dismantle our drop pod. Ada's going to have something to say.
Communication is recorded and stored in the codex, including these steps.
Alright, so we'll go ahead and open up the codex and close it real quick, because we're going to basically talk about everything in the codex.
Second objective. Please ensure you have your Fixit Incorporated Xenozapper equipped before leaving the drop zone.
So,
Note: according to Fixit regulations, every pioneer should have access to a means of defense against extraterrestrial threats.
we may ignore Ada here in the future. So tab to open up your inventory.
Third objective. Please.
Okay. She's getting on my nerves already. So tab to open your inventory. You have your Xenozapper here. You can either click and drag it and place it in your hand slot, or you can double click it. I believe you can also shift click it, or control click it. So now you have a ways of defending yourself on this alien planet. So when you start out, you want to just start grabbing as much leaves and wood you find laying around on the ground as possible. So we're going to just run around and grab all these leaves. There's I do have a place in mind that we do want to go to kind of start things off. So we're just gonna grab all this. So yeah, there's a way to, or not a way, excuse me, a option in the beginning when you start up the game to skip the intro. Oh, you can't do it now. Even when you're on the drop pod falling down, you can choose to skip the intro, it looks like. I chose not to, so this is going to be for those that have, this is to show, like, for those who are thinking about buying the game or have just bought it and not sure what to do, or are confused or lost. This is kind of help you get started, because that's kind of what I needed when I first picked up the game. I picked up the game, I don't even know why I picked it up. Either somebody recommended it to me, or it like popped up in my queue on Steam, and I bought it, or it was free. I can't remember. I think I bought it. I had to have bought it. I'm gonna look at where we're at here. Okay. That's a bauxite there. I booted it up and did this. I was doing this part, and I had no idea what I was doing. I did not understand what the goal was, or what I was attempting to do. And then I watched a couple YouTube videos, what Darren plays, and I'm really blanking on the name, and I feel terrible. And that really helped me kind of get a direction going, and then from there on it was smooth sailing. So that's what I'm hoping this will do for some people. So for people that have played for a while or have played and done this bit, it's going to be kind of slow start, but we'll be it'll get interesting later on as we get closer to tier 3, tier 4, and we're trying to really figure out and maximize our production. 'Cause like I said in the intro briefly, I have not made it past tier 4. Um, I have made it to tier 4 a bunch of times, and then I get frustrated, or something new comes out, new and shiny, and I forget about it, and then I go to load up, and I'm like, I don't remember anything about this save. I don't know if that happens to anybody else. So I just restart. I don't know how many starts I've done in this game. And overall, I'll come up with a bigger, better idea, and I don't want to take the time to tear it all down, uh, find the space for all those resources, because typically I have a lot to tear down. So I'm just like, oh, I'll start over and implement this idea this time. So if you're one of those people, it's totally fine to restart multiple times. But this goal is to make it to all the way up through all the tier 8, I believe is the highest tier. It's also kind of in preparation. I was browsing around Reddit and did see that the devs are planning a 2024 full release of the game. So 1.0. Satisfactory 1.0. So there's going to be some stuff added into that release. So I'm kind of wanting to experience what everything that the game has to offer right now. So that way, when that comes out, I know I can see the changes and really enjoy them more.
The remains of this creature might shed light on how to increase chances of survival. A new research tree can now be accessed in the MAM.
And I may just be running around doing this fast, and I may go in and time-lapse this a bit, just so you guys don't have to watch it. And if I do, then you probably won't hear me speak. If I don't, then you'll hear this. Almost done. What are we sitting at? 1,800 leaves, almost 500 wood. Yeah, so this little flat top area over here, see there's a big stone arch there to the east, so we're just west of that stone arch. Kind of the stone arch is kind of where we spawned. You find all these pieces of wood laid on the ground, which will be really nice fuel for later. Is that coal? I'm gonna take this coal. Just because I can stick it in a box and leave it for a little while and need a little bit of coal later. To unlock stuff. So I'm here, might as well grab it. Inventory space is looking a little thin. Granted, we don't have our full inventory capacity anywhere near. So that's why we're just taking all this and grabbing this to start. And it's probably going to be good, because I do think I want to make sure I have a couple inventory slots available. If you choose to do the skip intro part, you're basically going to skip these few things that I'm doing here soon, but you'll want to still go out and get this fuel to start. It'd actually be better for you because you can immediately use it. We're not going to really immediately use it, so it's going to sit in our inventory for a while. So that's why I want to make sure I have some inventory space available for the different components and materials we're going to be getting as we're quote unquote learning the game. So I think now that I've cleared that up, I think if you go over there and clear that up and you're in this Oreo intro part, I think that would give you enough inventory space, um, or enough wood, and then also keep you with enough inventory space to get to a point in which you can store stuff until you need it. So, leaving there, I'm heading north from there.
Strongly advise you to harvest this specimen.
Nor Ada, she tells you to harvest specimens. We'll pick those up later. I imagine those are going to come into play upon full release of the game. They don't really have much of a purpose as far as I'm aware. I haven't, and watching videos, it seems to be the same consensus. Granted, I have not watched really any videos or played too much of the game since Update 8. So I don't know if something to do with those added in Update 8. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and drop these flowers out of my inventory. I'm gonna be getting a lot more space. Will be nice. There is a boar over here. Deal with him real quick. All right, got to put my phone on silent. Get my ESPN updates. Okay, so first things we want to do. Of course, I get sidetracked by leaves, bushes. You guys will see this all the time. I'm like, bushes. I don't know. There's something satisfying about clearing out, especially once you get the chainsaw and we're able to chop down these trees. You'll see we randomly clear. Okay, so we're gonna come over here. These are ore veins. This one is iron ore. You see one over there is that is limestone. There, it's harder to see. Right there. All right, there's another limestone. P allows you to go to photo mode. You can middle mouse click and takes away so you can get your little shots, screenshots. Anyways, so we got limestone there, limestone there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah. Iron ore veins. So we're gonna go ahead and clear the tops of these. If we were to try to place down a miner on this, we would not be allowed until we
Build
clear
the
this.
hub. Note: to complete this objective, the resources salvaged from the drop pod will be consumed. Caution: ensure the hub is
Paid. So if you hold V, you can see we only have one option right now, but we can scan for iron ore. So you'll see up on the HUD up top all the different iron ores around and how far away. So we are standing on the 3 right here that are close by. There's another couple over there up on top of that hill. There's some back on the other side over here. As we unlock tech, we'll be able to scan for other ore veins, limestone, copper, coal, etc. Now we need to place the hub. So tab to or Q to open up your building menu, and then we'll select the hub. And we're gonna find a place to put it. I think we're gonna put it right up against this little mountain side things. It's gonna move once we're building a little bit more of a permanent factory location, but for now this is where we're gonna put it.
Congratulations, you have unlocked hub feature, manual craft bench. Hub feature, hub terminal. 5th objective: complete hub upgrade 1. Note: the craft bench and hub terminal are essential for progression to the next objective.
So I'm gonna lighten this color up a little bit. I saw this trick on what Darren plays on his YouTube channel, and you lighten that up and you do this, you can see a lot better, especially when it comes to placing smelters and structures. You'll be able to see the direction arrows and things and splitters, whatnot. Anyways, so yeah, I just wanted to lighten that up. You do that by going to that user interface option. Well, I was saying the reason I tore this down, another reason I tore this down is if you place this down, we want to place this. If you see to the left, there's two lightning bolts or power things. Um, those are going to be power outputs later. If you're skipping the intro, those will be available upon placing this down. If you see, this thing is not complete as it was in the hologram. That's because in the intro, you're basically learning the flow of the game, I guess. Because throughout the game, you're going to be coming over here to your hub terminal, picking up a milestone. You'll see we'll have all these tiers, and this is basically what you're doing. So this is kind of show you, and it's going to do that by helping show you like upgrading your hub. So by upgrading this to upgrade one, we'll get the equipment workshop, a portable mine, the ability to make a portable miner, and we'll get 3 more inventory slots. And this is going to cost us 10 iron rods. If you see down there, we have a recipe for making those. 1 iron ingot for 1 copper or iron rod, and we produce that in a constructor or a craft bench, and it's 15. So it's a 1-for-1. So we're going to come over here to our craft bench and interact with it. We're going to take our iron ingots and turn them for iron ore, and we're going to turn it into iron ingots. Get rid of these flowers again. Just, like I said, we're going to be picking up a lot of them. And we got quite a bit of wood. Wow, 800. So you just, you can, so to do this, you can click and hold. You can hold the spacebar, or you can just tap the spacebar, and it will just go until you're either out of resources or until you're out of resources, basically. Or until you're out of inventory space. Whichever happens first. So we needed, I believe it was 10, 10, so we'll select the milestone. That's the other thing I forgot to do. So we'll select 10, select milestone, and then up, you see up the top left, it brings up our, or our milestone objectives. Yeah, we need 10. So let's go over here, and we're just gonna make our 10. Come over to terminal, drag and drop that in, or you can double click, put it in, and upgrade our hub. Now you see we get a little bit more of a frame to our hub. It's starting to come together nicely.
Congratulations, you have unlocked Building Workshop, Equipment Portable Miner, Inventory Additional Slots, Hub Feature Personal Storage. 6th objective, Complete Hub Upgrade.
Okay, so we also unlocked the storage bin. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop all that stuff in there for now. I'm going to come over here and pick our next hub upgrade 2, which will give us access to the smelter, power lines, copper ingots, wire, cable, and we'll be able to scan for copper ore. This is going to cost us now 20 iron rods, 10 plates, so 3 ingots, 2 plates, and we can also craft those in a big craft. So we're going to come over here, we're going to get 10 iron plates to start, because those are a little bit more expensive. And then we'll finish off with our 20 rods. But wait, don't we have something we craft? We sure do. The equipment work. That's going to cost us 4 rods and 6 plates. But we're going to want that. So we're going to go ahead and just place this right here. Now we're short on our objective. Well, we're going to go ahead and make 2 portable miners, and that's going to bring us down even further. Use up all of our plates that we have. Fortunately, you're out. Oh, well, we can make 2 more plates. There we go. Does that mean we can make more? Yep, we can make 1 more portable miner. All right, so we're going to take these portable miners. Double click, shift click, control click, drag and click, whatever you choose, and you're going to take it. We're going to put 1 right here. You don't have to put it directly on the middle. You can put it off to the side. As long as it's on the ore, it'll work. We're going to grab our second one. We're going to bring it over here to this stone because we want to start picking up this. We want to start getting this stone. Um, little nest egg of stone. And then as those are going, because those are going to constantly go, as you see, they'll drill, but they have a capacity. Once they hit their max capacity, then they stop and until you clear it out. I don't know. Continue building again. So by the time we get up here and drop this third one, and what I'm doing, and oh, they haven't upgraded it yet. Grab some leaves as we go here. There's some copper up here. Going to go ahead and just start getting our little bit of copper, because as you saw with this upgrade 2, we'll be able to make wire ingots. We're gonna need that for running power. So if we can get a good little handful of copper, really will set us up for success. So that dude's taken care of. He getting distracted by leaves, bushes. So we don't need to clear the top of this because we're not going to be putting an actual miner. We're just going to put a miner on, so we can just stick that right there. You know what? But I am going to actually clear. You don't have to, but I'm going to clear it just to have a little bit of copper in it, so I don't have to stand here and wait for the miner to stay for the these just now. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we've got a little bit of copper that'll do us for a little bit. Definitely have to make another trip up here. One of hundreds of trips up here. Eventually, I think I want to have that copper produce down here. So I think we'll have the miner send the ores down here, and we'll have a copper factory, wire, copper wire, and cables. Anyways. I do have plans for this starting build with this copper here, or with this iron here, so see if we can make it come to fruition. See as it stopped, as it reached 100. Oh boy. So we have 100 in our inventory of iron. We can drop our and leaves. And then let's go ahead and I'm just gonna hold space or tap space. Yeah, we're just gonna let this go for. I mean, this is why we want to automate and get things going, because then you don't have to sit here and stare at your craft bench screen bar going across. So I think 50 will be enough. What do we need? We need 20 iron rods, so let's go ahead and just a bunch. We need 10 plates, so we need to keep an eye on this number and make sure. Let's just go to there. There we go. So now we'll have enough for hub upgrade 2. Things will start coming along a little smoother, a little faster with hub upgrade 2, and it'll start picking up. Your pace will pick up as you're locking these hub upgrades. Which is why some players that have, once they've done this, they usually just skip the intro, so they don't have to worry about any of it. Just ready to go with basically everything we'll have at the end of it. So now we have an outer shell.
Congratulations.
A little room here.
You have unlocked hub feature biomass burner.
Yep,
7th
we're about to talk about it. Yeah,
advice. Automate.
Oops. Yep, we're good. We also got our biomass burner. Now these ones are different as our. Can't see it yet, but the ones that we'll be able to build ourselves burn or produce 20 megawatts or 30 megawatts per second. These are 20. So these ones aren't as big and aren't as powerful as the other ones, but they will definitely do. We'll just start here. So now what we want to do is we want to come over here to our workbench and just smelt up these copper ingots real quick, and get us some wire and cables, so we can set up the first part of our automation of iron. So take the wire, the ingots will make wire, so we'll get 50 wire out of that 25 ingots, so that's pretty good. And then we'll just take some of that wire and make a few cables. I think 15. Okay, so now we can make a smelter. So what I like to do is my first bar down here, my toolbar down at the bottom, is usually whatever the defaults are for whatever when things come in. I'll change that later, but at the beginning it's pretty nice. What I like to do is hold Alt, scroll wheel up to go to page 2, and I usually make page 2 my production page. So I know I'm going to have a miner, which is the first step in the production, but smelters are the second step. So I'm going to put this at number 2. Power is already taken care of. This is taken care of in page 1. I usually don't put any of these special buildings because you're only building usually one. The wire is going to be a one single line connection to our smelters. So we want it somewhat close. Our smelter costs 15 or 5 rods and copper. So the reason I saw that tip and I wanted to implement it by brightening it up or basically making it a little bit more translucent is you see these green and red. It's pretty self-explanatory. Red has arrows going into the machine, so that's the import. And obviously the green has arrows pointing out away from the machine. That is what is coming out, our export machine. So we want to orientate that where our import is facing the away, or I guess you see what I'm saying. The export is on the side that the ore is on, our ore deposit. So we'll just put it about right there, and then we will go to our power line and just connect from here to there. Now, you have to come over here and you have to select a recipe. We're going to select iron ingots. We're going to load up these 50 iron ore. Okay, we loaded up 50 iron ore. The power is connected. It's still idle. Why is it still idle? No power. But we connected power, right? Well, we haven't fed power any the biomass burner any fuel. So that's where our grass and wood comes in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start with this 37 grass. It's going to burn fairly quickly. Not as quickly as if we had a whole load on here, but it's going to burn fairly fast. But we'll just get rid of this odd number of leaves that we have here. You see, it's going to burn that no time. 80 leaves per minute. So, I mean, yeah, that's going to take about 30 seconds to do. But as we're going through, now this is going. You're going to be, and now it's automatically making ingots for it in the background. So as long as we keep loading this up with iron ore that we get from our little driller guy over there, we'll keep making iron ingots. And then we can take those iron ingots over to our craft bench and make the rods and plates that we need to continue our hub upgrades. So let's see, speaking of hub upgrades, we have a hub upgrade 3, which will give us the constructor power poles, the ability to make concrete, screws, reinforced iron plates, get a scanner upgrade for limestone. So this is going to cost us 20 iron plates, 20 iron rod, and 20 wire. So we need to go get copper. What I'm going to do is, this is almost out of fuel already. So we're going to take our stack of leaves here and just pop that. And now, while this is, make sure this topped off. Just the last few burn, and then there we go. Now we're free of iron ore. We're gonna head up, get some, empty out the drill there from the copper. We'll make some wire. By the time we get back down from getting the wire or the copper, we should have enough iron ingots to produce the rods and the... so if you notice, I've been doing this kind of slide jump. So if you are on mouse and keyboard, well, so mouse and keyboard, if you press the crouch button, which is C, I believe by default, allows it, while you're sprinting, it allows you to slide. Oh. I don't tend to try to dodge them. I try to outlast them. So usually if there's more than one or two. Usually not very good with those ones. I just like trying to get our gun fairly quickly so I don't kill them. Got more iron there, so we'll probably use that for a small factory of sorts, maybe like a rods factory. It's rods. You double basically your production. So if you're producing 30 iron ingots out of a smelter, when you're making rods, it takes 15 iron ingots to your 30 that you're outputting. For every smelter you have doing 30 ingots, you can put 2 constructors down doing rods. Kind of nice. So we could use those 2 up there to make a rods factory. So we have 100 ingots. That's going to be done because we're not going to. And then we'll come over here. So we need 20 iron plates. So let's go ahead. Let's build up our 20 iron plates. And I did a little bit more than that. Do the rest with rods. That's for rods. We're gonna need some screws here soon. Okay. And then put that in there, that in there. Oh, that's mandatory. I do that sometimes. This thing about that. I'm gonna change the recipe to copper, and I'm gonna drop this copper. We're gonna let that copper go for a while. So while we're waiting for that copper to smelt, so we can go to our milestone, we can drop these in, and then we'll put in whatever coppers. We still can't upgrade because we're 8 short. So we can walk away, and it does update our little thing up here saying, okay, you have 12 out of the 20. So gonna grab those here, make our wire. Voila, we have our wire for upgrade 3. So we are continuing to flesh this thing out.
8th objective.
Yep. And we are continuing to flesh this thing out. You've seen the thing sparkling up here, I'm sure. Wondering, what is that? We will get to that in probably the next episode or 2 because that is something we can't really use for a little while now. So we're not going to really worry too much about it. We're going to just go ahead and smelt these by hand really quick. Well, actually, I've upgrade 4. So we were able to do constructors, power poles, concrete, screws, reinforced iron plates, and we can scan for limestone now. Upgrade 4 will give us conveyor poles, conveyor belts, and inventory slots. So we're going to go ahead and just mark that down. And we're going to go ahead and smelt these up, waiting for that copper anyways. And now we're going to add even more automation to our factory. So we know we're producing 20 megawatts of power out of this biomass, right? This is consuming 4 megawatts of power, so we have 16 to play with. We need constructors. they take 4 megawatts of power. So for constructors, we need reinforced iron plates. It's 2 of these reinforced iron plates for every constructor you want. Screws are needed for making reinforced iron plates as well as plates. So we're going to go ahead and start making some screws. We're just going to make enough for 2 reinforced iron plates right now. Because that's all we're going to be able to make for a constructor. So we're going to place this constructor, right? And I know that's nowhere near our irons or our smelter over there, and that's okay. Because got sidetracked by leaves, I know. Because I want to get going on stone production fairly. Concrete production, that is. Concrete production. Actually, we need to go grab this stone out of here. Concrete production and having a good amount of concrete will help us be able to build a actual foundation with our factory with a foundation. It'll make life a lot easier, us a lot more organized. Won't have a mess of a factory. You know, while we're trying to, it'll just make things faster. So I typically, when I get to this point in the game, or if I start without doing the intro, one of the first things I do is make sure I get a good start to concrete. Because building a pretty good sized base early on is fairly expensive as far as what your output as far as resources. So now that we have these power poles, if you click the power line, the source you're starting with, and then if you click somewhere on the ground, it's going to put a power pole down. So now we want to link from this power pole. I'll go over here. So if we just kind of click over here on the ground, we're going to have a power pole put. And we're going to run out of power lines, or out of cables here too. So I'm going to actually bring this around here, and then I'm going to link that. I actually don't like where that one's placed. So I'm going to press F to go into my deconstruct mode, then highlight, and then hold the button. So I'm going to pick this back one up, pick this one back up. That there, we're going to probably just barely get it. Yep. Okay. Cool. And then we're going to select concrete. Now, I actually think I want to go grab another one. Put the one down up there. Because this is an impure source. So with a Mark 1 miner on an impure source, you're going to get 30 of whatever you're mining per minute. So it would be 30 limestone per minute. This is 45 per minute intake. So it's actually going to it's going to not be able to produce at 100%. Because there's not enough coming down. But now we can do things to change that and make that so this does function at 100%, but we're not there yet. This one is a normal iron ore vein. Normal with a Mark 1 miner will produce 60. This will produce 60 iron per minute coming out of it, compared to the 30 there. And then I think a pure does 90 or 120. I can't remember. But we will get to it when we. So that's just going to go slower. So another portable miner on there will allow us to fill this up faster. This should be done with the copper now. Yep. Okay, so we're done with the copper there. I'm gonna switch the recipe back to iron, put those in, and need to get some iron ingots. We have 50 of them, so actually let's go make some plates. Let's make rods. Screws. Gonna go ahead and make enough for 4 reinforcements. That'll set us up fairly well for a little while. And then we're going to make this wire. The problem is with the intro, especially if you've played before, is you're kind of limited by the capacity to what you can. We have no like ability to extend our power. Like we're stuck with the one thing. I can't just make a bunch of constructors everywhere making concrete because we're limited on what we can. But we'll get there. Because I want to already have like a copper thing, so we don't have to worry about wire anymore. And I'm like, wait, we gotta get through this. Okay, so let's just make some cables. We need 20. We're gonna push past that a little bit. So we'll come over here, and we're going to place down a constructor. We press Control, and with our middle mouse wheel, and that'll line us up with this building here. This altar. So we want to give a little room, but this tree is kind of gonna bother. So go about right there. And then we'll take our power pole here, and we'll go here. Let's connect that one up. So now we're using 4, 8, 12 megawatts of power. So we could put one more down, constructor down, and we would be fine as far as our power goes. So this is going to make iron plates because we need 75 of them for our next upgrade. So I'm gonna wait for that to finish doing its thing. We're gonna come over here and we're gonna place one more constructor down right somewhere right. And I'm doing this because I'm gonna have both of these. Once we have the ability to make miners and we have a small power grid set up that we can really have a lot of things going at once, we're gonna have these two both producing concrete. So we're just gonna have 2 sources of concrete start. Let's go ahead and make 2 of these, and I think that should do portable miners for us. Because we'll have 1 for stone, we have 1 on there, 2, 3, 4. I think we might be 1 short, we might be okay. Those are our 2 stone ones that we will use. Say 1. Okay. Yeah, we'll be 1 short, but I'm actually not gonna plan on using this right way. So for our start, we are actually good on portable mine. Down. Concrete. Take power. Out. Patch this. Now you'll see we have 4 of 4 connection points on them. Look. 4 of 4. 4 of 4. So we can't connect anything else to this. So I'm actually going to get rid of that. Put it on this. I want this to help us in the future. So this is done. Pull these 100 out. And we'll put these 100 in here. So now we're going to be producing these iron plates. And then over here to our portable mining drill here. Grab all. Back to our now we're getting there. We're automating. Almost. So this made us 12 concrete. That's why we want to do these. And we're constantly 100. $75 plates, 20 wire, and so we got our 10 concrete. Got our 20 wires, so we've got our cables. Make a few. And now we just need our 75 plates. dabber. Let's see, so this isn't gonna quite get us there, I don't think. So we'll have to back to that. So we are using, if you pull up, do the math in your head. So we're using 4, well, when they're all going, 4, 8, 12, 16 power. Watts of power. That's when they're all going, like I said. If they're not going, they don't consume power, obviously. So right now, we're actually only consuming. But you can also check with at this. So our max capacity is 20. Our max consumption, like I said, is 16. And we're consuming 20. That's because this guy over here not running. He has no stone. So we're gonna pick up the stone out of this portable miner. There we go. And we'll drop it in. Now if we check this pole, now we're 16 megawatts. Our max consumption is 16. Consuming. So we have room for one more building, but we're really flirting with that max consumption line, so we're not gonna do it. We're just gonna wait until we can upgrade further. We're at 50 plates. Oh, and actually, no, we won't. Let's see. Anything? Drop that. Looking on our. Yeah, we just passed half of that fuel, and it's been some time. So we're doing okay. Got in. Getting a healthy supply of concrete. Starting to. I don't think. Kind of waiting on plates. 66. Grab 5, 4. By that's finishing. This should be done. Oh. Drop that in. Those. And. Oop. Now we only need 9 more plates. So I'm going to run around real quick while those plates go. Pick up a few more. Leaves. Just while you're waiting for stuff to produce like this, there's a good time to run out and get leaves. And then once you have chainsaw and obstacle clearing unlocked, you can run around and chop down trees to get wood and leaves. So yeah, I'm just gonna run around, grab these leaves, wait for those plates to kind of. They're probably close to done with 9, but I want to have a little bit more than 9 because we're going to be building the next phase. This episode, it's going to be a little long. We're sitting about 50 minutes right now, 48 minutes. I want to get through this intro basically in episode. And every episode around there, after there, will be around 45-ish minutes. Unless it's going to be like a longer build or something, which I will warn you guys, I guess, and that it will be a longer episode. So I don't know if I would stop a build and are at a good place to stop. Maybe we finish a full factory and I run out of concrete and I power out right when I left base because I didn't check it. Now we're just waiting. We are built to accumulate, so I might just turn off the recording, let it go for a while, and then do the next episode after we've gotten enough concrete. That makes sense. So we got enough. Oh, good. Got enough iron plates. We can get a hub upgrade for unlocked. She's gonna say some stuff. I forgot what we got. Conveyor poles and inventory slots. I don't even. three more.
Congratulations. You have ninth objective.
So yeah, now we're looking pretty good with inventory space, kind of matching our storage now. We can make conveyor belts. So now a fun thing we can do is, and this is why I left the one blank. If you look down at our hotbar now, it kind of auto-populates with power poles, power lines, conveyor belt stuff. Now we can connect a conveyor belt directly to this. So now all we have to do is go over there, grab that, put it in here, smelt it. Once it'll run along this line and make iron plates. So now we are automating further. Huzzah! So we're gonna let that go now, and we are going. Did we? No. We're gonna pick our next hub upgrade. Upgrade 5. Hub upgrade 5 will give us the Mark 1 miner, the storage container, and 3 more slots. This cost of 75 rods, 50 wire cable. We have our 20 concrete there. We have 19 of our 50 cable. Let's put it in there. We have 20 of our 75 rods. Let's put them in there. We'll go ahead and queue up some more cable. Much cable as we can do. We're 7 short. Okay, that's fine. So we have these things going here, and actually, because I have a, ooh, drop that in there. We are going to run off the take another. So yeah, they make basically every 33 or third of whatever limestone you. So put in 100, you'll get 3. So yeah, they kind of produce slow, but you know, can you do? So we go ahead and grab that. More copper. Go ahead and let this. Oh, we must be out of fuel. We were. Does that every once in a while. It used to like give you this little like audio cue to check power went out. So yeah, you can see. Boom. Ran out of power. That must be because. Alright. So we'll sort. You'll notice I click the sort like all the time. It's just a habit. I don't have it at all. Let's grab another stack of 500. We're gonna try to burn these before, because we can get biomass. Biomass burns a lot slower than leaves, a lot slower than wood, and you can take a lot out of stack of wood. So. Copper ink. Recipe copper. I actually think I want to disconnect. I'm actually gonna connect this, and then switch the recipe to make wire. So now we got copper ingots going in, making wire. Well, I come over here and make iron rods out of these remaining ingots. Grabbed flowers. The one thing I could do, I could set up iron. Could set up another smelter. Bring this. This is why I want to keep this free. Oh, we need cable. This is why I want to keep that hole free, because take this cable. So we could take this pole, put another pole right here, attach this, switch this to iron, we'll throw this out. That's fine. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Smelt up some. I want to get this copper. Oh, actually, we'll just smelt it. That so get rid of that. Get rid of that. Select recipe. I want to get these. I want you select recipe. Ingots. Make this back up. Give me this recipe. Quick thing: if you just select recipe, it'll basically eject all of your stuff in. So, so we'll just put those in. I actually want them. We're just short on rods. We've got enough to make the wires now. Drop that, drop that. So yeah, we only need 18 more rods. Dang it, we're like one short. Alright, but now we have 2
Congratulations. You have unlocked
biomass burn.
Building Miner Mark 1. Building Storage Container. Hub feature Additional Biomass Burner. 10th objective. Complete Hub Upgrade 6. Note: there are no notes.
Okay, so hub upgrade 6 will be our final hub upgrade. So we're gonna move this here, like that, like that, that like that. So now we are producing 40 megawatts of power. So we have a little bit more flexibility on our, we can see our power jump all the way up there, basically doubled. It doubled. Now we have a little bit more flexibility, like I said. So let's see here. Iron rods, we'll take a few of those. We're gonna come over here. We're gonna make screws. Hopefully enough for 2 more. I'll finish out this cable real quick, or this wire real quick. Get a few more cables. Good. And we're gonna continue. So grab that, change recipe, iron ingots, production. So going back to my hotbar 2, I'm gonna put miner mark 1 as number 1. Oh, there's number 2, and I'm putting constructor at number 3. I'll put my constructor, holding control, give it a little bit of space. There. Back down here. Like that. Get our power lines hooked up. Switch this up a bit. Going here. There. Hole here. Connected to. Okay, so that's going to be making plates. So I've got one here making rods, and I've got one here making taking in and get iron ingots. Next. Fun part. Pick up the miner. Going to split these stacks in half. So, control click. Splits in half. Control right click. Control right click splits them in half. So we have 50 in each. Picked up that one miner. That miner. Do one. Custom. All right. Now that we've had the reason we picked up these portable miners. Miner mark takes one portable miner, 10 iron plates, and 10 construct. So we're going to place it on this iron ore. Our conveyor belt for our smelter. And then we're going to bring this power pole in and connect it. This is going to produce us 60 iron ore per minute, 5 megawatts of power. Now, we only get to take in 30 per minute, so we're going to have a little bit of a backup, and that's fine. We'll be dealing with that in the... So we're going to go ahead and place another one here. That one here. Another pole right there. Now we have 2 miners producing iron, which is going to our smelters, producing them into ingots, which are going to be fully producing them into bronze. And now we can place a storage container, which I lovingly place as number 6 on my bar down there. And we need 10 or 6 plates for this. So let's pick. Oh, we have 30 already. Cool. So we're gonna place just right here at the end. That up. So we just gone. This thing won't ever stop when it's full because it'll pour into there. We want the same thing over here. That way we're never losing production of plates and rods because our construction. Only way that they'll stop is if all these inventory slots are full and this fills up as well. Well, this is producing, these are producing. Beautiful. So we have 5, 10, 14, 18, 22, 26, 30, 34 megawatts of power consumed. We could get away with one more miner, especially since the other constructor over there isn't really going 100% efficiency. Probably won't until we have the ability to make more biomass. So we're going to pick up this. We're gonna go grab. We picked up that miner. We're gonna go over here, and we're gonna pick up this. Or I guess knock this down. Place our miner. Real quick too, because I forgot to do it, is I forgot to actually select the milestone and put it on my HUD over there. So we're gonna select it. Here we need iron plates. Beautiful. So we need 100 iron plates, 100 looks like copper wire, and 50 concrete. Get to stage. So we're gonna place this just up here somewhere. Just it's facing down the hill, and we're gonna connect it just like that. Same thing as before with the other things. One plates again. Too close to iron rods, which is pick out. We'll probably have to manually do some copper, but that's okay. Let's see, we want to do storage container. We'll do it real close so we don't have to spend too much on the conveyor belt. So there we go. Now we have. Oh, we don't have. I'm just gonna connect it. Okay, now we have fully automated concrete. Rods, and let's go pick up some copper and Well, we're about to find out if we're gonna overload our power here now that we have basically everything. Yeah, I think copper automated wires at a minimum will be our first goal the next episode. Once we get out of hub upgrades and in milestones. Here's technically on here's you notice that these are backing up, and that's because of that. We're filling up with iron ore. Because we're not producing iron ingots fast enough up with the output of our machine. And eventually we'll have this unlocked, and you could pull this down to producing 30 per minute, and then this will be producing 100%. Probably producing somewhere around 50% efficiency. Now this is probably operating at 100% because this takes in 30. We're only putting out 30. So if you notice, it's never waiting. By the time this should hit 6, by the time this fills up, boom, and then it's off to the next. So this constructor is operating 100%. So what that means is we could take this, and we'll be able to split this line and send half of split this line and have 2 smelters doing 30, and we can each have a constructor doing double the amount of plates. So instead of producing 20 plates per minute, we'll be producing 40 plates. We could have had the plates for this upgrade by now. Same thing goes for here. So this is what I was talking about earlier. You'd split this into 2 smelters. These smelters make 30. You notice we're backed up here and ingot. Well, that's because this only takes 15 per minute. And so actually, we could have 4 of these constructors based off of this line here. Have 2 smelters, 2 constructors, because we'd have 30 coming out, 15 and 15, and have 2 more smelters with 2 more constructors, or 1 more smelter with 2 more constructors, under 15 and 15, and then we'd be making 60 iron rods instead of 50. And our power grid has shut down. I'm wondering if that's because we take capacity or if we're out of. Oh, we're out. Probably look for that fuel. Okay. Should be okay. We'll go ahead and pop our fuel in and then. I believe too, if you're like kind of topping the consumption chart here, we are burning through a lot more. We need to hurry up and get these rods. So we got the 100 rods, beautiful. Okay, so we just need the 100 plates. We are 13 shy. So while we're waiting for those, you know what? I'm actually gonna wait right over here. We're gonna put down a craft bench. Get that in your little production panel, your thing, and we're just going to smelt these ingots here while we're waiting. Because this upgrade should put us out of the intro or the tutorial, which will in this episode. I'm going to take this to this as 100 basically. Okay. And then next episode, we will be working on our tier 1 upgrades. Basically, unlocking the ability to build factories. And we're going to start with small factories. I know some people, they like to go ahead right from the start, begin their production or automation of biomass. And that is something I like to do. Not right away, but pretty fast. I don't like to have to tear down my factories and refactor them as much as possible. Limestone like this, I tend to never build on foundation. I feel like I'll probably move this a lot closer. Structure and that all up there kind of being local. But I like to think of it as like an outdoor quarry, like a rock quarry. I know like mines and stuff. There are a lot of all of them are outdoor, but most of the refinement factories aren't. And so I just kind of think, hey,
Congratulations, you have a motivational
and
additional note.
plus there's not much you do with stone. You do make some concrete, and that goes off some other places. But really, generally with limestone, you're just making concrete. So I think it just makes sense to have it just kind of like a little thing outdoors like that. So as you see, by calling in that in, and I don't know why this does that. When I restart for the next episode, this will totally be fine. It's really weird. It does this every single time I start. It doesn't quite render in the colors, and it could be something to do with my. I need to. I don't think I'm really using updated visuals. Well, anyways, so now we have completed that. Now we have our milestones to pick from, which we will dive into next episode. We're gonna jump up here. And no, I'm not gonna grab the slug yet. That's what. Okay, we'll grab this. Okay. Ada's gonna
This
say some stuff.
semi-slug.
I'm not gonna listen. All right, let's do this. All right, guys. So this episode, we went through the intro of Satisfactory. We landed on this strange planet. Fix It sent us here to basically harvest all of its resources. We have started setting up our factory, starting with the HUD, which is very ugly for right now because of rendering, and that's my end, not the game's end. I've seen other people play and this not happen, so I think it's something with my settings. We got stone automated into concrete. We have two production lines of iron, one making iron ingots, one making iron rods. We also have the beginnings of another automated stone production or concrete production, and then we have marked and spoke about our beginnings to start copper production. Next episode, like I said, we're going to progress through those milestones that we just unlocked to start, and we'll most likely be starting up a copper production line and getting our start to a factory going, starting with probably a small power grid as well. Thanks for tuning in, guys. So we'll catch you on the next episode. Until then, great day. Bye.